Hello again and welcome. Today I'm going to be trying to give a quick service to this Lionel 239. A Facebook friend of mine from Wisconsin was coming to Fostoria, Ohio last year sometime and asked me if I would be interested in this. And of course I said yes. The story I got was this is not his exact childhood train set, but a friend of his found out that he had this had pretty close to the same set that he had as a kid and gave it to him, and he gave it to me. So he's a pretty cool guy. He has a really nice Penn Central portable layout that he takes to shows up in Wisconsin. But the set needs work. It's missing a couple bits and the tender truck's broken. So I'm going to try to get the locomotive serviced right now and pick up the little bits it needs later. This one's really clean, except for the wheels or pickups are dirty, and rolls really free, so I don't expect it to be more than a quick oiling and grease job. One of the things I've noticed about this is you can see all kinds of casting defects, or where they cut it out of the mold where they cast it. There seems to be a piece of flash right there. I think that's supposed to be a hole. So you can see what kind of desperate kind of dire straits Lionel was in the late 60s. So I have no idea how to get this thing apart. There seems to be a rod through the middle of it like a prairie. So I'm going to take the side rods off, and I'll start by removing that pin and see what we got. Remember where I put my tools. I'm going to talk a little bit louder in this video because when I was getting ready to do the 2020 video, I realized the audio was junk. And my sinuses are still acting up, so you'll still hear the occasional sniff. Nice that it has an actual nut or screw instead of one of those ones that kind of self-tap into the driver. And you know what I forgot to do? Test run. So you know what? These side rods shouldn't affect how way it runs. So we'll take this in the basement real quick. Throw it on the track, see how it runs. I kind of expected to run because it is really clean, just a little dirty. So let me go do that real quick. You can see it came with the original box and everything. Before I throw it on the track, you can see the tenders broke. I believe this is what they call a 242 tender. And most of them seem to have this pickup that doesn't seem to do anything. And it came with a cattle car that has a broken coupler, but I've got another one or two cars that need that coupler, so I'll order a quick lot. And I've been putting the 2020 to work on the outer loop. Been running flawlessly here since I did the video. Smoke unit still hadn't come around, but I'm kind of convinced that when I had the shell off, the smoke unit got warm. So I'm guessing that little chimney or spout that's inside the smoke unit is probably clogged. So I'd have to take it out and clean that out, which I don't feel like doing right now. All right. It's a little grumbly, which is to be expected because it's dry, but it does run. And has a 2-position E unit, which is very Marx-esque. So I'll get this upstairs and we'll continue on with the video. Alright, that wasn't bad. So I was looking at this off camera, and it looks like it's like most Scouts, where the motor kind of slots into the steam chest, I guess you'd call that, with 2 grounds for the smoke unit plus the pin, and the tender drawbar thing here is screwed in, probably for manufacturing. Going to knock that loose first and then take the screws out, so I don't have that steam chest wandering around breaking wires. Let's see here. Just a punch and a pair of pliers. Alright. Remember how that's orientated. And now, small screwdriver. Oops. And this whole thing should drop out. Look at that convoluted mess. See, that ain't seen, the wick ain't seen oil in years. I know there's a way you can actually take these motors down, because there's 2 clips on either side. You can kind of like work them around so they come out, but I'm not actually sure how to do that, and I'm not going to try it. But I am going to see what's behind this backing plate and hopefully not regret it. Well, none of my sockets fit. I may have to abandon that. Yep. So we will go ahead and just give this thing a quick service. I really wish I had something finer to get in the... Yeah, I'm just going to stop there before I damage it. So that's a really cool little mechanism. It seems to have a little plunger in there that blows air in that little spout. So this video ain't going to be that interesting, but darn it, I'm going to do it. I wonder if that's an oiling point. I don't know. But where did I put my grease? Alright, should be all I need for that. I wish I could get this E unit. See, it moves that. Somebody on Facebook I talk to occasionally in a group is having issues with his 736 or 739. I mean, or 239, sorry. Traction tires, so we won't spend much time on that one. You got it, fella. Theirs aren't too oxidized, and I don't know what to do about the traction tire, except to leave it alone. A little bit of IPA. The thing about Scouts is they're not very serviceable. I mean, I know I've heard there's ways you can take the motors apart and get into them. But I also heard it's kind of a pain. So all you can really do with these is give them a quick oiling, greasing. I'm pretty sure that's about all I can do for this thing. So let's put it back together and see if I actually made a difference. Oh, this is like one of them NPC ones. Alright. So where does the... Huh. I must keep the motor cool a little bit or something. I'm not actually sure. Might be talking up my butt. Let's see here. Well, aren't you just a finicky little fella? There you go. Something does not want to sit in there right. Well, that's unfortunate. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there so this thing ain't moving around too much. And then there. Smoke unit wasn't moving far enough back. Come on. I think I've spent more time trying to put this smoke unit back in than I have trying to oil the darn thing. Oh, you know what I forgot? Well, you know what? While this is out, it's bent like everything else. There, I did something. These kind of snap in, don't they? No, I need to take it all back apart. Here. There. Just need to slide back a little bit more. There. third time the charm, or fourth or fifth or sixth, or however many times this is. Awesome. I forgot that was magnetized. There. Going to accomplish something, darn it. I don't know why I'm making this harder than it needs to be. Will you go when you're home? Thank you. A 5-minute service video just turned into 20. These are pretty clean and straight. In your little hole you go. This would be the one that reacts on that little flapper that makes the thing puff. It's got a little spring tension on it. Alright, the pilot wheels look nice and clean, so this should be ready to go downstairs and should run pretty good, I imagine. Well, there we are back on the track. If it ran before, I don't know why it wouldn't run now. It didn't do anything to it to make it not work. I jiggled the smoke unit around enough that maybe a wire come loose and it won't smoke, but if it smoked before. But oh, there it is. I think it smokes really good. Well, that's a success. I'm probably going to, I don't normally do this, but from where it was in the box all them years, I'm probably going to actually get some paint and throw a little bit of paint on that. Just to dial it back a little bit. But that one was a bit less stressful than the 2020 or the 2035. So you'll probably see this one again once I get the parts for the train set and get the thing back on the rails.